Welcome to What Burns Me Up, the podcast, your weekly dose of avoidance because life be life and we all need a break from the mundane. I am your host, Miss August, a wife, mother of four, and a beauty professional with well over a decade of experience as a model, makeup artist, and visual consultant. What burns me up is a phrase that we use when we have experienced our fair share of pet peeves. And guess what? I really like to say, child, I'm taking it back. This is a place where we come to blow things way out of proportion because we can. So let's talk about it. Get ready for some truth, some theories, some tricks, some tea, and some triggers, baby. What burns me up starts now.
Hey.
Yo, baby. Welcome to What Burns Me Up. Listen, child. Go ahead.
She always throw it over here.
My mother's back.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I know y'all miss me. I missed y'all.
Money not on it. The camera's right there.
Ooh.
See?
Why am I looking over here?
Because you watching the audio. That's the audio. Audio there, camera here.
Okay, make sure you edit that. How y'all doing?
No, you fine.
Okay. My daughter said, what do we want to talk about? Let's talk about life.
Let's talk about life. You want to talk about life as it pertains to what? You want to talk about...
Let's talk about life, period.
Can we talk about... Let's talk about this. Why do parents wait to... Tell you what burns me up. Why do parents wait to the month when their kid about to go to school before they start getting mad and cussing out their baby fathers about their school clothes and school supplies that they got about, knowing that they got out of school at the end of June and they knew they was going back in 2 months? We done went to every beach and every pool party. We done been to every all white party. We done bought all this Fashion Nova and Olive Olay, and y'all wants to cuss and go off on these baby fathers like you ain't buy that Hennessy every week and you could have been saving that $40. That is what burns me up. And let's talk about life like that, Mom. No, you know what? It just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very irresponsible that we keep on making all of these egregious statements against dads, fathers, baby fathers.
Really do.
Because I think me and you both know, we know a lot of great fathers. I know more great fathers than I know terrible fathers.
I do too.
And we're going to start with Jesus.
Ooh.
I wore that out, didn't I, Mom?
Here she go.
I wore out. I wore out, Mom. I wore out.
Here she go. Not
the greatest father.
He is the greatest, magnificentest father that I have ever had, because my natural father,
no, seriously.
I seen him one time, and my prayer was, God, allow me to see this man before he died. And this man didn't even know who I was. He looked at me and looked at my mother and turned his head.
Jesus.
And looked at me as if I was his brother's child.
You think he was irritated about Judy because he didn't know that you was his baby?
I think my mom and his brother had a thing going on because I look just like his brother. But
so that might be your father, though. Just because you look like his brother don't mean I can't be your father.
That man in that bed, my brother and my son looked and said, he don't look nothing like you. My mother said, Craig, there go your daughter. He looked at me and never turned back and looked at me. Let me tell you something.
So you really do think that? Hold on.
I look like his brother.
Is
Uncle Copeland? I gave his brother my phone number to give to my father.
Now that sounds true.
He never gave it to his brother.
It's a lot of uncles that's people fathers.
Yeah, back then they was, and that was their little secret. But I looked just like his brother. I didn't look nothing like that man in the bed. And I told my mother, I said, "Mom, I look like Uncle Copeland."
What she say? She hit you.
My mother knew, because Jesus knew. Jesus told me, you know who your father is. And I'm going to let you see that man that your mother said is your dad before I take him. And then my real father died right behind him. Jesus. But let's go back to blaming
why do people, them. But this, see, let's put a pin in that.
Can I go back to what you were saying?
But I was about to say something that I just need to say,
okay,
because you, even in the story that you just told about, you think that you your father's brother's daughter, and we still talking about why all of these women should stay with these men in these relationships.
Yeah, that's not
like y'all ain't, like all y'all uncles and fathers wasn't in the same vicinity, humping all of the same women, having different houses 2 and 3 blocks up and down the street. And when now these new millennials and Gen Z saying, I'm not going to accept that. I understand that this is the charted territory that you had, and these are the decisions that I'm going to make better decisions. Why in my opinion, I'm always trying to figure out why the older generation is always on this, you need to stay even if so y'all can work through and go through to get to. I don't believe in that. I think it's very toxic and it's very demoralizing towards us. Hold on, is that a word? I'm going to look it up.
Demoralizing,
It is. I feel like that's messed up to even say that as a woman, you need to be taking this stuff.
I don't think you should take anything
that burns me up.
Attacks your integrity and your self-worth.
Say
Nothing.
that.
Nothing. That's why I'm by myself. I don't want nobody to attack my integrity to make me think I don't mount up to what their expectations is. It's hard enough for me to mount up to Jesus' expectations. Now here you come, and you're going to be trying to use the Bible scriptures against me because I've been through that. The Lord said, the Lord said, the Lord said, but what did you did, and you did, and you did. So no, we're not even going to go there. But
Jesus, that was the word demoralizing.
I want to go back to what you were saying about, all summer long, y'all know y'all kids going to school.
Yeah.
Let's use common sense. Common sense, it's all right if you buy Hennessy or whatever you go.
That's right.
Orange juice, Pepsi Cola, and cases like that, because those are leisure things. But what are the most important things? My kids going back to school. Me and the baby mother don't get along. Me and the baby father don't get along. But I know I made those children. So let me call her out of respect for my children and her, because she had my children, and say, hey, like, what size the kids wear? I don't need you to be picking up the phone and you arguing at me, calling me.
But they should know what size their kids wear, and I really feel like
they do.
But
if they don't, out of respect, I'm calling you so that I can take and help buy. I don't need us to get on the phone and say, well, I already bought their school clothes. No, let him buy some more school clothes. Or either in a nice manner say, look, I bought about 5 uniforms, okay? You can add to that. They need some tennis shoes. Let's have this communication for the children's sake. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like that happens more so, but I do think that the negativity that surrounds it is what always gets played out.
The grown-ups put that in there, though.
That's why I brought it up, because I had just seen something about
the grown-ups put that in there
somewhere on, I don't know if it was TikTok or if it was Instagram, and they were just arguing, talking about something. And I'm just trying to figure out what he think $300 going to do.
I seen that lady. I saw that lady.
And I'm like, first
she
of all,
lucky to get $20. I made a comment on it. You need to sit down.
No, but you already.
And you let your daughter get in it, agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to agree with you, Ma, if you wrong. Don't agree with me if I'm wrong.
I don't agree with you when you wrong.
If I'm wrong, don't agree with me. If that baby father want to see his child, if you don't want him in your house, send the child outside. The dad could take the child to the park. Don't be talking about, I don't trust him with the child. He made the child. You was trusting him then. So where we get
nasty
all this evil energy. I call it evil energy. Because we trying to get back at him because he moved on. Let him move on. Why don't you move on?
Respectfully.
For your children's sake. Because these kids are innocent. My mother didn't have a right to not tell me who my dad was.
In 2022, some of these kids are not innocent only because they're being made up in the same image that they're being raised from. And in the grand scheme of things, they're not innocent because we're still raising them to be disrespectful sometimes. Sometimes you shouldn't be running your mouth when I'm on the phone talking to your father. I shouldn't be sitting around talking about your father to anybody that you can even hear me in the same vicinity. All of that stuff is disrespect. And I just wanted to say that because I know I have a lot of people that follow me, and I follow a lot of people, but it's still some things I don't even understand why it's even on the internet. I don't know why they put everything on the internet, and this just disrespect. It really burns me up. When that man, I don't know whether y'all seen it or not, that Caucasian man took and beat his son. It's so many and taped it. I'm saying, really, if that was somebody black, CPS would have been they'd have followed Child Protective Services. I'm watching this man. I know y'all seen it because I seen it was on Facebook. He took his head and he beat that boy, and the little girl was sitting in the chair. What he beat the little boy for, I don't know. But hey, do you think kids need beatings? Because I don't see nothing wrong. Well, I believe in all this gentle parenting stuff. I read a lot. I'm very cautious on how I handle my children. However, man, some people need to get beat. I done seen some kids when you tell them something, they look at you like if they could call you a female dog, they would. Just the way they look at you like, you ain't my mother. You don't tell me what to do. Snatch. You know somebody and be on Facebook and they don't look the same and they say snatch and they look like somebody else. That's what you do to that child. Yeah. Now you can take and put pressure on that child's hand. The military taught us what to do. You can take and put pressure on that child's hand. Come on, baby, because you know they watching you and they got their cameras
out. So since you watching that movie, I make an announcement when I go in the grocery store with my grandchildren. Don't touch anything y'all don't have any money. I don't care who's looking at me, and I don't care there's cameras all over. Get over here now. Now they might say, oh, that grandmother's mean stuff. It's called discipline. There's just a certain way when you take kids to the store that they must act.
When you take them anywhere.
Not to embarrass you. These
Except for Chuck E. Cheese.
These kids just embarrass y'all all in the grocery store.
They are embarrassed.
They snatching on stuff. You explaining stuff to them. Looking crazy. I'm talking about some of the crazy people when I go in the store.
I'm one of them.
And I be jumping in and say, did you hear what your mother said? With my loud mouth. And the child be scared and look. And the mother be thankful. She don't say nothing. Did you hear what your mother said, embarrassing her all in the grocery store? And there are those that cussing their kids out in the grocery store. Why do y'all do that?
But neither one of them, to me, one is not, one doesn't supersede the other, in my opinion, because you even having to jump in to say something to somebody else's child because in your opinion, they're not respecting them in one way, and then you got another parent who just cussing them out because they know for sure that's gonna work. To me, I don't like to over criticize anybody's parenting type or the way that they parent, but I know abuse when I see it.
We talking about what burns us up.
That burns you up.
That burns a lot of people up in the grocery store. You spending your last $20 on some groceries, and he putting stuff in his pocket. I done been with people that their kids steal while I'm looking, and I tell the parent, if they get caught, you going to jail with them. You allow them to steal. This is why they so comfortable doing it. But when they come and get you, you going right to jail with them. Don't say get my kids. Take them with you. Take them with you because you allowed them to steal. That's not cute.
No, that's not cute.
You telling them you could be a thief.
No, you saying it's okay for you to steal.
Because when kids start stealing with you, they gonna steal and they ain't around you, and then you gonna get a call. As a matter of fact, remember that time?
Yes, I do remember.
Do I need to say it?
You can say whatever you want. I'm not embarrassed about nothing.
Okay, I remember I got a phone call.
Yes, you did.
I was in law enforcement. I was sitting at work, and they said, Officer Smalley, this is Detective, I'm just going to say Eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
Because he saw him stealing. This is Detective Eyeballs. We have your daughters down here, Kababababahu. And they was stealing. I said, Detective Eyeballs, you know what to do, and hung the phone up. I told my kids, raising them, if you lie, you steal. If you steal, you go to jail. Them three things is a common denominator, like the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? You lie, you steal, you go to jail. Don't let nobody call me the first time. My kids learned in a hurry. Now, they say Jennifer went and got them.
She did.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
She did come
But
and
if it was
us.
up to me, that first strike will teach you, don't go stealing, because you on your own. You was on your own stealing, you going to pay the penalty, and you going to allow that officer or whatever penalty come to you. I really didn't have no problem after that. They knew not to call me. They told me
knew not to call you, but we also didn't have no clothes either. And so, I'm just saying. Well,
Mom,
when you at the end of the day,
when we stealing when we little, because I stole when I was little, and my mother gave me hand-down clothes, but I didn't get caught, and they didn't call my mother. But I happened to be with a person that snatched the purse, and I didn't have nothing to do with it. And my mother told them, leave her down, and she ain't no business with her. I didn't get mad at my mother.
Well, it was a whole group of us. And
my mother had already told me. My mother had already told me.
And we called the parent that we thought would try to get us out because the people that we was with, they daggone sure wasn't going to come and get the people that actually got caught, child, that was funny.
But I'm just saying this.
But we still ain't had no clothes. In the grand scheme of things, we probably wouldn't have been stealing if we felt like we had.
Y'all had the clothes I bought?
Well, that wasn't no.
Y'all didn't have name brand stuff?
No, we did have name brand stuff, but we still...
Y'all didn't have the clothes y'all wanted?
That's right.
Okay, well, I didn't have the clothes that I wanted. My mother used to give me rubber pants. I wore them and went and stole and had bad outfits, and when I came back in the house, I had them clothes on. I never got caught. But
either one of it, you not know right than we were, and we not know right than you was.
But what I'm saying is, when you steal, there's a penalty.
My thing was that my children ain't gonna never feel like that they can't be comfortable going to school, being
y'all
around.
Fly now.
No,
y'all buy them name brand.
We don't have no choice because of the way we was brought up.
Even if I had the money back then, I wasn't gonna follow the people and get name brand stuff. I was gonna go buy y'all nice stuff because I could buy name brand stuff.
But you didn't.
I like Rainbow. I don't need Michael Kors and all that.
It wasn't about the labels. It's about we just didn't have it. We didn't have it, Mom.
Back then,
we didn't have it.
Back then, I was taking care of 3 kids by myself, paying rent,
and we had friends that went to go steal, and we went to steal with them.
Okay.
And the friends got caught, but we only called the parent that we thought would at least try to help us.
Oh, okay.
That lady go tell the people to sit down.
I'm glad they called the parent that didn't help them. They didn't know that my mother told me what I was going to tell them. If you lie, you steal, you go to jail. And I bet you one thing.
Although she grew up robbing people and telling us all of these stories.
And I knew my mother was not coming to get me. That's why I never called my mother, and that's why I never got caught.
Well, and that's why I never did it again, because I said, I'm going to be alone.
I know.
I'm going to be
You don't go stealing with a bunch of people. You go stealing by yourself. You never steal with a bunch of people because people don't know how to steal. That
make it better, Mom.
People don't know how to steal.
Well, that don't make that better.
And in this era, ain't time to steal. But
I wasn't stealing 2022.
Let's go back to what burns us up.
That burnt me up. That I ain't had no daggone clothes, so I had to go steal. Well, that's what burnt me up as a child.
It burnt me up as a child too, and I got away with all that stuff. You used to have
money to go.
I gave y'all my income tax money. Y'all forgot about all that.
See, that's because we ain't grow up with Christmases.
No.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't.
Yes. You gave us money on the income tax, a very, very nice amount too. Now that I know the child credit and stuff, my mother basically gave us all of the money, and I still think to this day that that's very admirable of you.
I didn't have that back then when we was.
You got paid per child in the tax. You just not paying attention until now in your older days.
No, they didn't have child credit.
They always had a child credit that when you file taxes, you got extra money for the kids. That's on you. It's always been like that.
I always thought it was my overtime money that I made, and then
so you just say no matter. But the thing is that in the grand scheme of things, you gave us basically all of it because we ain't grow up celebrating Christmas. This is not a new thing. Yeah, everybody know that I ain't celebrate Christmas growing up.
And everybody
can I clear this rumor up for all of the people that watch me but don't say hi? I don't like the fact that y'all, even though y'all know who my children are and things like that, and y'all do get to celebrate Christmases with me and stuff, that y'all say because I didn't have Christmases growing up, it's the reason why I have all of these luxurious Christmases every year. I still wouldn't celebrate Christmas to this day because I don't think that it makes sense. I think it's a bad investment. However, I cannot just say that because I don't want to celebrate Christmas, my children can't have one, and then 2, I can't do it because this their father favorite holiday.
That's what society doing.
Yeah, but it's not about what society's doing. It's me giving and taking on what I. That's my husband like Christmas.
Y'all spend a lot of money on Christmas.
We do. We also do have 4 children, and it's still a very beautiful celebration. But I don't like when I hear these things like, "Oh, August because I thought it was you." You can't think nothing about me. I'm telling y'all now, I don't like Christmas, don't like to celebrate it. I think it's a waste of time. I do like the traditions that you can bond with your family during Christmas.
My mother used to,
but all of that shopping.
My mother would put up a tree and had a tree up till after New Year's. It looked so beautiful. And I really never liked the Christmas after me and my brother
I feel like
in the closet
she
and got
want
beat for them lies that she said Santa Claus was coming. We found them presents in the cupboard, and we got beat for it. That's why I never celebrated Christmas. Because
so
I
why you ain't say that? See,
I did.
She gotta go to therapy, y'all.
I did. I said my mother.
You're a lie.
I did tell
you're
y'all
a lie.
that.
Your drawers dirty. You said
I did tell y'all that
it's a pagan holiday, and I don't celebrate no pagan holidays. I'm telling you, she did that even when she was in her backsliding.
It is a pagan holiday. My mother celebrated that.
But you also got trauma around Christmas, so tell the people the truth.
I just said the significance.
But you ain't never tell us.
I told the whole world I ain't never celebrate Christmas because we and my brother went out to closet.
No, you didn't. I'm just finding out just right now.
Oh, well, you probably didn't pay me no attention, just like I didn't pay no attention on the income taxes. But yeah, that's why I never celebrated that holiday.
That's bad.
And New Year's, I used to go out while they were shooting sharp, going down the back steps. I could have took a bullet, but I was just trying to be cute to celebrate Happy New Year's. That wasn't nothing to celebrate.
I can be honest with you. I don't feel like we I don't feel like we got left out on anything until I turned like 16, and then you know me, I was always at my godmother's house.
I was at everybody's house.
I was gone, but I didn't realize how lavish the holiday was. I was like, oh, okay. If I'm gonna take anything from this stuff, I don't need the presents or nothing like that. I do like the decorations. I like how beautiful it is.
I like
walking into and then people are typically more cheerful around the time. So we don't have to talk about Christmas like that.
I want to eat. I just come because I like to eat.
So a new tradition that we do is that I make Christmas dinner every year.
No, I like to eat every day, period. Yeah, I like to eat every day, period. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be Christmas.
I feel like you're deflecting, but that's fine. So I was just saying that I like the fact that we do like new traditions now. The tradition of having a breakfast in the morning, which I never can enjoy because I be so piss poor and tired from all of the rapping that I got to stay up to almost 4 o'clock in the morning doing every year.
Go ahead with your bad
But now I like the fact that my family, my nieces and nephews and my mom and
don't
my
take it away from them.
Like y'all all come over and then we all have Christmas dinner together and it just be fun and it's cool. So I don't regret not having no Christmases, but
yeah,
it's all good.
I ain't missing none. I really ain't missing none. December 25th.
You missed none because you was scarred.
December 25th ain't Jesus Christ's birthday nowhere. It's a wicked King Nimrod. It's in the Bible. So they turned it.
Who is King Nimrod?
Was a wicked king that killed people. It's in the Old Testament. His birthday is December the 25th. But anyway, let's get back to...
No, Mom, no. We not about to gloss over that.
No, King Nimrod.
We understand it's King Nimrod, but I'm just trying to figure out why is the church celebrating the demon?
I don't know why they go along with the world system. You got to ask.
You just think is that it's them going along with the world? That's exactly what it
is. Jesus said. I can't make it. King Nimrod.
I like learning new things.
I thought people knew that. If they preach what they supposed to preach it in the Old Testament, y'all would know a whole lot of stuff.
No shade.
Jesus was born in the manger, raggedy manger. He ain't had no toys and all that. They turned the European clock backwards, and they said December 25th was his birthday.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Bible study is real. The adults should really have real Bible study in these buildings and get somebody that's anointed to teach and be able to. Back when I was coming up,
I'm gonna start a Patreon and we're gonna have Bible study weekly on there that you gonna run.
Oh, okay. I don't mind. And then
all the proceeds that I get, I'm gonna give them to you.
Well, I don't want no money. I'm
gonna get a tithe in the offerings.
I don't want no money. I want to do this.
No, I'm just saying, Mom, but I think that'd be a good idea.
This is
I
free.
get people writing there all the time. So
this is free.
I love that you talking about you.
Yeah, this is free. If I talk about Jesus, I want to give it to you free. I want to give it to you hot off the press. I want you to get in your Bible and put your cell phone down so the anointing can come off the pages.
All right.
And you can say, good God Almighty, I didn't even know that's what that meant. That meant that too. See, I like to really get into depth.
And rightly divide the word.
Rightly divide the word of truth, because we don't know in the house of God.
We don't.
Y'all having Sunday school and y'all ain't even getting in depth, letting people ask, can I ask a question? I don't see no hands going, come on now. Y'all cutting Sunday school 9 to 10 to 11. Sunday school should be until people really get it in their spirit and say, you know what, I really appreciate having Sunday school. I still like Bible study in Sunday school.
I do too. I like it better than Sunday morning service.
Me too. They're not equipped.
Ain't no Sunday school stuff.
They not ready for me to come out of here. They're not ready for me. You're right. On a podcast, it would have to be done.
Yeah.
Because in the house of God, I want my pastor. Look, the pastor can't do everything. That's why he got the fivefold ministry, Ephesians 4 and 11, and God called.
That's right. And what's the fivefold ministry?
The apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers, and the pastor's last.
That's right.
Y'all putting all that pressure on the pastor, and all the pressure should be starting from the apostolic faith of the thing. He should be allowing the layman to do what God equipped him to do. And that's the problem. People won't allow the layman. But we're not going to talk about that unless we have a Bible study.
That's right.
I would like to get back to life. And that's a part of life.
That's a part of life.
That's a part of life. If you're going to be in the house of God, make sure you have Bible study and the people are equipped to teach it and rightly divide it. And people can feel comfortable to ask questions.
Yeah.
So that means you got to get in that word. You got to hide yourself in the word of God, because people are going to ask you questions, and you're going to have to be able to flip the pages, not your cell phone, flip the pages and say, Jesus said.
That's right.
And say what he said, because everything in the red.
If you're watching on YouTube, my mother is going
everything
through the
in the
Bible.
red, Jesus said. There was some people talking, but everything in the red, Jesus said. I just want to give y'all that. Let's go back, because we always, for some reason, get back on the Lord, and we have to. Because if God didn't give us life, we wouldn't have a podcast.
No.
Everybody got a podcast now.
They do.
But everybody ain't talking about nothing.
But people need therapy.
People do need therapy.
And I'm glad that you said that, because that burns me up.
Because I'm in therapy. I got a therapist.
I'm so glad that she is.
And I got a psychiatrist. And you know what they do? And you know what they do when they talk to me?
What they say?
They say, ain't nothing wrong with you, Miss Smalley. I said, you know, ain't nothing wrong with me.
You think something wrong with you? Why would they insinuate that?
In the physical realm of their prognosis,
right?
They can find something,
right?
Like PTSD,
prone to fall,
anxiety, and all them old sad spirits. But when I tell them about Jesus,
that's right.
When I start talking about the healer of life, the mind regulator that can renovate a house, starting with the attic, which is the mind. Then you come on down and you go in those rooms and renovate them. Then you go on in the bathroom and clean up all the germs in there. Then you come on downstairs in the living room where stuff ain't in place. Then we don't need to go to the basement, because by the time you get to the basement in us, all the stuff need to be out of there. So God will renovate us like a house. Y'all trying to tell us medicine renovates the mind?
That is medicine.
This is the best medicine.
So why are you in therapy? So when did you decide to go to therapy, and how's that been working for you?
Oh my God!
Because I started therapy a couple of years ago.
I had to go to therapy because I was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and some things that happened in my life, like, traumatic, getting beaten with extension cords and stuff like that, and being in 3 fires. And y'all don't remember. I had to throw y'all out the window. Do you remember?
I remember jumping out the window.
Yeah, y'all had to go out that window. But anyway, I was in 3 fires, and a lot of stuff was very traumatic. I remember you went last too. You remember that? You remember you went last? I had to go. And the devil told me to go back and get my shoes.
No. Oh, Jesus.
You left your shoes while I'm getting ready to jump out the window, and the fire was coming up.
Yeah, it was.
I'll never forget.
It was. I'll never forget jumping out that window.
But God woke us up, and everybody else was
in their sleep.
And God got us. But you know what? They had shut-ins back then. And we had a shut-in that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I went to the shut-in Friday, and the girl went up in anointing, and she said, "Ooh, you got fire by your feet."
No, she didn't.
Sister Sherman,
you know how to wore me out. Where's Sister Sherman? That would have wore me out. Somebody would have said that.
And I was still shouting. So I was supposed to go back that Saturday. And when I went to touch the door, I couldn't open it. It was heat. But God reminded me that the lady downstairs, she used to always say,
Miss Hill?
No, that old lady that lived down there with her son.
Okay, to the left of Miss Hill.
Under us. Miss Hill was to the left of us.
Miss Hill's to the left.
That old lady used to always, when I went down her house, hang her curtain, she said, can Abraham get fire out of his bosom? And she had a heater. I never forget. And I never will forget. That's why you got to listen to God's voice when he talking. He said, that lady going to set the building on fire. And I let my fire insurance lapse. God warned me. I never will forget. I never forget that. And when she put that building on fire that day,
she did.
And we went out that window. God reminded me, real soft voice, didn't I tell you to keep your fire insurance? I said, Lord, I thank you for just saving my life.
Yeah.
But I had to start all over and throw my children out the window. And I was married then. And my ex-husband went out the window first.
Yes, he did. I said, I'll never forget it.
Catch the kids. I said, it's a fire. We can't get out. I said, got to go out the window.
He was so scary.
See, I was used to jumping out windows. So I knew I had to go last. I knew how to hit that and go out. But anyway, I'm just saying life. life. That's why right now at 61 years old, I don't mind just because you in therapy and you got to subscribe. That don't mean you crazy. That mean there's some things that you never dealt with in your life.
Yeah,
and
things you have to unpack.
And you suppress them and you suppress them and you got a relationship.
I wish you would have went to therapy earlier so we would have had Christmases. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
No,
I'm just playing.
We still wouldn't have had that. No, I'm just because once I found out Jesus had nothing to do with Christmas, I ain't want nothing to do with it.
Bye.
If I wanted to buy you something, I gave it to you. I didn't wait till December 25th to give it to you because I might not have been here. I might have been leaving December 24th. It's just so much commercial with that.
I'm just kidding.
But I was glad I got that car.
But I was happy. I was glad I got that car. You in therapy. That's good.
I was glad they gave me that Mercedes that time. I was like looking at everybody opening up gifts, and I was like, I done ate. I'm ready to go. I'm ready
you
to
did
go.
say that.
And they kept looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm smiling. Everybody unwrapping stuff, and I know something wasn't right. And when you gave me that box, and I opened it and I started giving the box away to people.
You did.
And somebody
you gave my Bath and Body Works away.
And somebody hollered and said, I'm just a giver. I said, thank you. And I said, I'm just ready to go because I was full. And I kept on looking at people, kept looking at me, and I'm looking. They knew I was ready to go. And Artrell said, Mom, wait a minute. I just got here. I said, well, Artrell, I've been here a long time. You should have been here long. And then, here come that Mercedes. Driving down the street with a bow on it. And you gave me the key in the box. And you asked me to open the box. I never will forget. I opened the box. I ain't seen no key. I seen something else, and I looked like I gave that away.
You did.
You said, Mom.
It was a key. It was.
Mom, look in the box. And I looked in the box, and I seen a car key. And they opened the door, and that Mercedes was coming down the street. And I tell you, that thing did my soul glad. I never had to walk. You understand? That's a part of life. Not walking. You can ride. And guess what? I always was told, when you have a car, you always look to ride somebody in it.
That's right.
And that's my I got another car. This is my 7th car in my life. And I've always took people to the store. I've always asked, did somebody need a ride? I've always took what people gave me or gifts that was given to me and made sure I gave it to other people. Because there's a need in life.
I get abused with stuff like that. So I feel like I probably learned that from you. And I really think, like, the more I think about the way that you were a giver, I feel like I'm the same way. But
you didn't get it from me. You got it from Christ.
Well, very true.
We get our gifts from Christ.
Very true. I'm saying I saw you model that. I feel like you're a great friend. I feel like I saw you model yourself. Like,
I tried my best.
I tell people all the time, a lot of people can't deal with women at all. Uh-huh. They don't want to be friends with women. They don't get along with women. I saw you grow up and all your friends were women.
I got along with
you. Ain't do no whole bunch of falling out with your friends. You ain't do no whole bunch of arguing with your friends.
We had fun.
Y'all always had a good time. Y'all always had fun. And any disagreements y'all had, y'all ain't gossip to one another about each other. I watched the way that you were friends to other women, and I feel like I was giving
friends with some of them.
Yeah, most of them too.
Yeah, most of them. I'm still friends.
It's just like life is just moving in different places, but in a grand scheme of things, I feel honored to have got that gift from you.
Well, I thank God
not
for the
being
gift.
like not being combative, not feeling like that selfish, not feeling like
irritable. People,
but like I gotta be the only girl in the room in order for us to get along or go along. Like, you gotta be my friend first. You go in the room, you talk to people first. Like I have the same spirit that you have, and I'm just grateful that I had that example with you.
Well,
with women, like with women.
I thank you, because I got some friends.
Because a lot of people be thinking that I'm fake a lot, because they just be like, she too friendly, she too this.
No,
and it's
when you love people, you love people.
When you love people, you love people. But I have heard people from gossip. I have heard people say that they feel like it's disingenuous because I want to be liked.
No.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. And I used to be like, I said, well, whoever came up with that synopsis needs help.
They do. They need a
Because
psychiatrist.
the last thing that I'm looking to do is be liked by anybody. I'm loved by Jesus. I'm loved by people that love me. My children love me. My husband loves me. My mother loves me. My nieces and nephews. I got a whole lot of people around me
Do you know how many
that
people
I can
don't
go.
like me?
I
Do you
wouldn't
know how
dare
many people-
care.
You know how many people don't like me that won't even tell me? And if they tell me, I would tell them thank you. I love my enemies because Jesus had them. So people are afraid to tell you they don't like you. Under their skin, they don't. Jealousy, envy, malice. They won't call you.
Not being happy with themselves.
They're not happy with themselves. But because they didn't like Christ, welcome to the party. We can't get mad at you.
They also don't have examples of people who they have.
Jesus is the finest example.
No, I'm saying they don't have physical examples of people that they've seen being treated in those manners, giving without wanting things in return.
Yeah.
Dropping people off and taking them to the store without ever
I'll
asking
take you
for gas
anywhere.
money. You know, doing things for their children and not ever saying that
Not
you don't even have to say
not
thank
announcing
you.
it. Right.
Yeah, not announcing it, not
Not
recording it, for
throwing it in your
Facebook.
face. Yeah, I don't like.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole bunch of things
Well, you
that
did
people
get
are
that
now
from me.
unctuous. Yeah, I
You
did.
did. You
I
is the child that got
absolutely
it from
did.
me.
No, she always
You
did
is the
that.
child that got that from
I
me.
absolutely did, and in some ways, I feel like I don't feel like it's a curse, but I know that it's a blessing.
It is a
But
blessing.
I've also had in these last few
People
years,
take advantage of your
it's not that they
kindness.
take advantage of your kindness. They can't understand or accept the realness that comes with that. Because I'm going to be your friend, but I'm not about to sit here and fake like I'm going to manipulate you in any type of way.
Nobody got
I'm
time
going
to
to be
do
your
that.
friend, but I'm not going to sit up here and not and not have conversations with you, and we might still not agree about a whole lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But just because we don't agree about stuff, that don't mean that I still don't love you the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't believe in being fake. I don't believe in being phony. I believe that you just get what you get, and it just is what it is. But sometimes when you get friends, you come to realize that people start to manipulate the person that you are after they don't feel like they can get things from you anymore.
I can agree with that. I'm gonna tell you something. To be honest with you, I got a friend. I'm gonna call her name Sherelle Limes. She's like my sister.
Right.
Like my sister.
Right.
Like a sister that should be a sister to me. Man, I'm telling you, she is so nice to people. And, you know, sometimes I say to myself, you know, just what you said, you never take advantage of a person's kindness.
Right.
We can go to the store. She can spend whatever she spend. I just want to go to the store. We just gonna go.
Yeah.
And she'll say, do you want this small? You want that? I say no. Because if I don't have money,
That's one thing.
that's one thing. But if I have money, I say, I'll buy my own. And she'll say to me, you know what? That's what I like about you. She said, you don't just take because you can. No, never take from a person because you can. Because that person will be that person that when you really need something done in life, that person will be and say, don't worry about it. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. If I got it and I can give it to you and there's a need, come on and get it. I keep freezers and Frigidaires full of food.
Crazy
There's no
yourself.
way in the world that you're going to be around me and ever tell me that you're hungry.
Yeah.
Go in there and get what you want. I can't eat all that stuff. I think I always go shopping anyway for other people.
I'm the same way.
I still got 2 turkeys, butterball turkeys I'm trying to give away that's in my freezer.
Please get them turkeys away.
And people talking about they don't cook.
Jesus, get them turkeys away, girl.
I said, I'm going to give them away.
Thanksgiving is coming.
Oh, I'm going to give them away.
Get them turkeys away for
I'm
Thanksgiving.
going to give them away before
They might have been in the
Thanksgiving.
freezer too long.
No, butterballs. And
I don't know.
once you keep them in the freezer,
I don't know.
baby, when you can cook, you'll never know they was in the freezer.
Jesus.
I'm trying to tell
Whoever
you.
should get them butterball turkeys.
No, I'm gonna cook them. I'm gonna cook.
Get some
I'm gonna cook
more.
them butterball turkeys. I'm
Okay.
gonna cook them. What do you think when they give away turkeys? They have them in the freezer. We don't know how long they had them, and they give all them turkeys away, and we be cooking them. Please,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
People are hungry.
That's
I
right.
cook them turkeys and go to 15th and I and give them people plates.
I love how you know address.
You think I do? I won't pack it in my car and ride up there and tell them, how y'all doing? Here's some place. Them people will be so thankful. Or go on Division Avenue in the park. Them people will eat that food. because they'll be grateful. I'd rather cook for grateful people than ungrateful people anyway. Because sometimes we just ungrateful. We're not thankful enough.
Yeah.
You understand? Sometimes we're not thankful enough.
But that's more so because
this is life, though.
Yeah, but a lot of us always just had. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna say everybody had the best of the best, like we talked about earlier. Everybody ain't had the best of the best, but a lot of people ain't never not had. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So it does make us waste more. It makes us more susceptible to saying that, oh, I don't do that more. It makes us more susceptible to saying that, oh, I don't wear that, I don't drink that, I don't eat that. And, you know, it has made us ungrateful in some types of ways because food can go up as high as it want to.
I'm going to eat.
We're going to find a meal.
People go
but some people don't have that ability,
right? And
so
the people
that does make us ungrateful in a lot of ways.
Well, I'm thankful, but I like to be around grateful people.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't like to be around people that, you know, they always got something to say, like, oh, I don't eat beans. I'm glad you don't. I eat them with hot dogs, beef hot dogs. That's what I come back with. I'm glad you don't. I eat them with beef hot dogs, and they taste good. At 61 years old. Oh, I don't eat all that in my food. I move to sauerkraut. Sauerkraut go with pig feet.
Girl, and don't need to be eating no pig feet.
Well, I ain't had no pig feet in a long time.
Good.
But if somebody cooks some pig feet,
I'm going to taste the piece.
Oh, I'm going to make me a plate. Make me a plate.
I don't eat
Just
that.
put me a little bit. With hot sauce and vinegar and green peppers and onions. Baby. Cornbread in the skillet.
Pig feet?
Huh?
You make pig feet?
Not no more.
Oh, you used to?
Used to. Chitlins, they so high.
The girls say you got the baddest chitlins in town.
Listen. You get food stamps, buy about 6 bags of chitlins.
What's the brand?
I'm going to make a pot of chitlins.
Libby's.
No, I seen them in
I said, what's the brand of chitlins that the girls need to be buying? Because the girls
Betsy's.
Betsy's. I thought it was Libby's.
I ain't never had no Betsy's.
Okay, it's Betsy's. I knew it was somebody.
Or is it that one with the L?
It's Libby. It's like somebody. Okay. It's an L. Because I remember you had me go by. I'm like, child, these people hot going bust.
Child, when you cook chitlins, you better not tell nobody. That's life.
That's life.
You can't tell people you
can't tell people you cook no chitlins.
I remember I put it on Facebook. I put the pot of chitlins and I seen the comments. Man,
you can't tell nobody that.
People's calling me.
What's something else you cook? You can't tell nobody that. You can't tell nobody you made them.
A whole lot of food.
It might just be chitlins. It might just be chitlins. You can't tell nobody you made no chitlins. The blocks is going to show up and you're going to have a scoop.
You know
that might be it.
It's good to cook.
You can't tell nobody you having a cookout either.
You can't have
because they ain't gonna bring no bread.
No, listen. You can have a cookout, but make sure the people can cook while we out. Don't be having no cookout in the potato salad.
I think that's it. Chitlins might be the only thing in the black community you can't say that I'm making these chitlins. The people gonna show up and get them chitlins.
Stuffing and turkey people like to.
Damn, people don't eat. Black people don't even like no turkey and stuffing. No, they don't. Unless it's Thanksgiving, I don't hear nobody talking about, oh, I want to eat a turkey.
Where I go at, we cook that stuff. It don't even have to be Thanksgiving.
Girl.
Man, we be tearing that stuff
They're going to be
up.
so wide.
Sweet potato pies, you got to hide them.
You do got to hide them on Thanksgiving. You got to hide 2. You got to hide 2.
You got to hide sweet. I cook 10 sweet potato pies, and
you make a good sweet potato pie too.
One on the Frigidaire and left town, and they called me and told me, you know, you left your pie. We tore it up. I was so discouraged.
You ain't need that whole pie.
I was so discouraged.
You ain't need that pie.
I was gonna bring the pie back and give it away.
And share.
I ain't made no sweet potato pies since them 10 sweet potato pies last Thanksgiving. I was out of town.
You was.
And they told me, can you please come back and make some turkeys and stuffings? I mean, we was up 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm cooking turkeys.
That's how you like to cook, child.
By 9 o'clock, you can eat Thanksgiving dinner. Do not invite me to Thanksgiving dinner. It's 5 or 6 o'clock and y'all still cooking. I already ate.
It's dinner.
I'm not going to tell y'all. I already ate.
It's
when you
dinner.
say, come and get dinner, I said, go ahead.
It's dinner.
Baby, I got my dinner at home. It's already set. And then I'll come to your dinner.
Well, I'm going to bring you back for Thanksgiving episode at this point.
Huh?
That's it. I'm going to bring her back for the Thanksgiving episode, the Halloween episode.
No, Halloween, I don't celebrate. Hold on. Y'all already got y'all masks on.
No, I'm just playing.
Y'all already got y'all masks on. Pull them off. Pull them off so we can see who you are.
Y'all say bye to her.
Nah, this is life. This is about life, y'all.
Listen, a good time.
Yeah.
And a long time. I usually don't keep y'all here past 15 minutes, but since my mother's here,
Ooh, y'all getting like the church. We gonna be out in the hour.
This podcast is just
that's
like
why
the
the anointing came flowing. That's why the anointing came flowing. The anointing start flowing after we leave out. Y'all leave the anointing behind. Y'all flying out trying to get home to fried chicken. And the anointing is still in the church.
Trying to get the brunch. You know, the girls love a brunch at the church. Trying to get the brunch. No, got reservations. Need to be out of there about 1:30. I can't stay to 5 o'clock no more.
Gas bill too high. I don't know where they get.
I can't stay to church at 7, 8 p.m. no more.
We used to stay in church all night long.
I know. I miss it.
And eat food and all that. Where did that go?
I miss it. I want it back.
Where them preachers at?
Where they at?
Them the kind of churches I like to be in.
Them the kind of churches I like.
Them the like the preachers I like to be in.
Especially if I got all Tuesday available.
And you got the people cooking. We bring it from our house. And we
smell the grease from upstairs.
Oh, Jesus.
Ain't nothing like it.
Hallelujah.
Ain't nothing like I'm leaving.
Where them churches at?
They ain't dead, baby.
If y'all know one, call me. Let me know. Let me know where them churches is at.
That lady is a fool. All right, y'all. Remember, if there is smoke somewhere, there's probably some fire. And that's going to burn me up.
Yep.
Until next time, folks.
Live your life.
That's it.
Okay.